Hello everybody. In today's video, I wanted to talk about this new red equipment feature that they just added recently to the game. Now, there are two new items that they added to the game. There are these vouchers that you can use to transform your equipment, and they have nanomaterials that you can use to modify your equipment. Now, the way this works is as follows. I select any one of my equipment pieces, and then I can hit transform. Now, this only works on golden equipment that is at least level 30. So once I hit transform, it'll tell me that I need to spend 100 transformation vouchers to upgrade it from gold quality to 1 red star. But this is not just 1 red star, it's 1 red star plus 0. So this is where the nanomaterials come in, because now I have to upgrade it from 1 red star plus 0 all the way up to 1 red star plus 10. And to do that, I need to use nanomaterials. But before that, let's talk about what you get from 1 red star. So 1 red star itself will boost your stats by 10%. So 18.81 to 20.69 is a 10% increase. If you multiply 18.81 by 1.1, you get 20.69. So that's what using these 100 transformation vouchers does. It increases your stats by 10%. Now let's talk about modifications. So this is how modifications work. So first you have your golden equipment, you transform it using 100 vouchers. Then you start modifying it. So to modify, let's say the Supreme Ring, it's going to cost me 146 nanomaterials. And once I use 146 nanomaterials, I'll get it to 1 star, and my stats will go up by 2% of this number right here, which is the base stats. So if I add 2% of this number to 26.25, I get 26.72. And then for every modification that I do, my stats will go up by 2% every time, 2% of this number. And the cost of this modification will go up by 10% every time. So 146 plus 14 is 160, 160 plus 16 is 176, and so on. So the cost goes up by 10% every time, and my stats go up by 2% of this number every time. So in total, I'm doing 30 modifications. And since my stats go up by 10% every time, that's a total of 60% stats from modifications. But then I also have transformations that I'm doing, and I'm doing a total of 3 transformations here. And the first 2 transformations give me 10% each, and the second one gives me 20%. So I'm getting a total of 40% from transformations. So 40% from transformations plus 60% from modifications gives me a total of 100% extra stats, which means my stats basically double. So if you look here, this bulk or receive damage goes from minus 2.5% to minus 5% at the maximum level. So this is how the upgrades work. You start off by transforming your equipment to red quality 1 star, then you upgrade it 10 times, you modify it 10 times, and you reach 1 star plus 10. After that, you'll be asked to transform your equipment once more, but this time it's going to cost you 200 vouchers, not 100. And then once you do that, you'll get a 2 star plus 0 equipment. Then you use nanomaterials to upgrade it to plus 10. So you'll have 2 star plus 10 equipment. Then you'll be asked to transform it using 300 vouchers this time. And this will give you a 3 star plus 0 equipment. Then you use nanomaterials again. And finally, you have 3 star plus 10 equipment, which is currently the maximum possible level in the game. And for the Supreme set, it's going to cost you 23,989 nanomaterials. So that is for any one piece of the Supreme set, plus 600 of these vouchers. Now, these vouchers cost $100 for 100 vouchers. So this is going to be $600. And for nanomaterials, there are 3 tiers to the nanomaterial packs. There's the $20 tier, $50 tier, and $100 tier. But it's best to just buy the $20 tier because it gives you the most value. The $20 tier gives you 800 nanomaterials. So based on that, it should cost you $600 of nanomaterials to get these 23,989 nanomaterials to upgrade your ring to the max level. So $600 of nanomaterials plus $600 of vouchers, that's going to be $1,200 just for one piece of equipment. Now, the entire set will have 6 pieces of equipment, so that means it's going to cost you $7,200 to upgrade your Supreme set to the max level. Now, another important thing that I want to mention is that at Star 2 and Star 3, you get some extra bonus stats. So at Star 2, when you do the transformation, you get 3% more biker damage. This is for the Supreme Ring. If it's a different equipment piece, you'll get a different stat. You either get biker damage, shooter damage, or bulker received damage reduction. For the Supreme Ring, it's 3% biker damage. And the second star buff gives you 3%, while the third star buff gives you 5%. So for the Supreme Ring, you get minus 5% bulker received damage. But again, it depends on the equipment. If the equipment is, let's say, a shirt, then you'll get 5% shooter damage at 3 stars instead of minus 5% bulker received damage. So the gun gives you biker and shooter damage. The weapon gives you shooter and bulker received damage. Rings give you biker and bulker received damage. Shirts give you bulker received damage and shooter damage. Pants give you shooter damage and biker damage, and shoes give you bulker received damage and biker damage. So if you somehow manage to max out all of your equipment pieces, you'll get a total of 16% biker damage, 16% shooter damage, and 16% bulker received damage from all 6 equipment pieces. So these are in addition to the stat buffs that you get over here. Now let's talk about the cost of upgrading other sets. So here is the cost of the level 42 set that we just talked about. It's 23,989 nanomaterials, which is going to cost you $1,200. And for the full set, it's going to be $7,200. For the level 43 ultimate set, it's going to cost you around 29,103 nanomaterials. And so that's going to be $740 instead of $600. The voucher cost is going to be the same for all equipment pieces. So that's going to stay at $600. So that makes the total cost $1,340 for one piece of equipment. And so for the full set, it's going to cost you $8,040. And for the level 44 Zenith set, it's going to require around 42,090 nanomaterials. That's going to cost you $1,060. And 600 vouchers, which is going to be $600. That's a total cost of $1,660. And so for the full set, it's going to cost you $9,960. Now, keep in mind that these nano material costs are estimated. They're not actual costs because I couldn't find all the information yet. As I said earlier, the nanomaterial costs go up by 10% per upgrade. So I use that fact to estimate what the final nanomaterial cost is going to be for all of these different types of equipment pieces, but the actual cost could differ by a little bit. So in my opinion, this feature gives you buffs that are quite similar to the augmentation feature. Just like the augmentation feature, it increases your equipment stats by 100%. However, the only difference stat-wise here is that you get these extra stats as well. And for cost, augmentation is way cheaper than this feature, at least for now, since there are no free ways of getting vouchers and nano cards, while for augmentation cards, you can get them for free by attacking mercenaries and also from silver cards and season event honor points. So augmentation is way cheaper than this feature, and I wouldn't recommend modifying your equipment if your stats are below 2,000, since there are much cheaper ways of getting stats at that level. So that's pretty much all I know about this modification feature for now. If you have any questions about this feature, then leave them in the comments down below. Also, let me know what you guys think about this feature. Are you going to be transforming and modifying your equipment or not? Also, I would really appreciate it if you help me with island likes. I'm trying to get into the top 3 this time. Right now, I'm not even in the top 50. So if you want to find me, you can find me on pretty much anybody's comment board. For example, if you visit any island here and go to the hot section, if they have a comment board, I most likely have a comment there. So you can find me from there easily if you don't have a way of finding me directly in the game. Before I end this video, I'd like to thank all of my patrons for the support. To support me, you can find my Patreon link in the description below. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.